She's got her own throne, buzzing keyboards, wires go. Welcome to my jingles, let's start the show. Click, 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 she's ready to strike. Dancing on streams, cutie like raccoon power, shining bright. Second tunes, all through the night. Sound.
With 50 bits, Chloe Raccoon says,
Cheer 50 Diddy. I hope it consented.
Champion!
Today, welcome to the show. Crack up a tin and let the banner flow. For thinking fun with the Twitchy crew. MJ's in the house and it's all for you.
Koala's Conga's a cheeky room. With 6 stage spot on the screen for you. No need for thongs or cork hat flare. Just grab your tin tans and pull up a chair.
Good day, welcome to the show. Crack up a tin and let the banner flow.
Raise your glass and shout to right.
Jay's in the chat, want to rip a night.
Yes, Chloe. 3 times today. Hello. Right. It's another hot day. Muggy day today. Not very sunny, but still hot and horrible. So, yeah. Mounted a GoPro on Nancy's head and now we have doggy stream, if only. They're all great suggestions. Even G-pins. But no, they're all wrong. I finally did it. She's doing very smoky. Ugh. I finally bit the bullet and did it. New camera. Yes, RHK. Lead ingestion is no joke. One cute little camera. It's a lot smaller than I was thinking it would be. It's got some heft to it though. A mini spy camera for spy activity streams, yep. And yes, it is USB or HDMI. Take your pick. You got both. All manual control. We shall see if it's any good. It's to replace this one that you're peering through at the moment, which is utter crap. And I might... Which way does it want to go? Depending on which way it wants to mount, I might want to modify this. Possibly. Reverse it so that it can bend the other way. Anyway, let's see what it does.
Champion!
With 69 bits, a swarm of dead insects says.
Gorgo 69 camera fund in it.
Camera fund, thank you very much. Yes, camera fund is needing to be topped up.
With 500 bits, RHK77 says.
Cheer 500, thank you for being my camera tester.
Thank you very much for the 500 bits, RHK. Right, so we'll plug in a HDMI. Full-size HDMI. We'll plug in some power. There appear to be absolutely zero controls on here. Just one tiny little blue LED, which you can just about see poking out from behind the HDMI. And if I go over to here and switch input B to floating HDMI, we might be able to see something if we're lucky. Or not. Did that work or did that not work? Oh, it is working. There we go. That's the aperture, which it seems to have auto exposure on it. Actually, is that my... That's not my capture doing that, is it? No, that's not auto. It seems to have auto exposure, but control over the aperture, which I suppose is good because it lets us change the focal depth. And that's the zoom one. Let's focus it. That's a pretty good wide angle. And full zoom in gives us that much. I mean, it's supposed to be a semi-decent sensor in this. It claims to be a Sony image sensor. That seems pretty decent. That's a lot better than the old camera that I had up here. It's optical zoom, which is nice. Claims, yes, they all claim, but that's better than most webcams that I've seen. Dashcam sensor, yeah. I quite like this. £119, whatever that is in strange foreign money. Do a die shot. Let's go for that one there. I don't know how we take this off. Does it just unscrew, or is there a clip or something? It's a CS mount. Yeah, it just unscrews. There's the sensor. Not big, no, but then you wouldn't expect big in a camera this size. Yes, it's CS mount, so it can take any standard sort of C or CS lenses, which are fairly easy to get hold of, pretty cheap. And you can even attach it to things like microscopes or telescopes, things like that. It's aimed at machine vision, that kind of thing, yeah, so CCTV kind of things. But, I mean, the camera that I'm using at the moment is a nice camera. It just absolutely sucks at live video. And I mean, really, really sucks. But for actually doing videos, it's quite nice. It's not bad. But for this kind of scenario, it is just complete and utter shite. Whereas this should be considerably better. So my camera that I'm currently using, I can remove and start using it to actually make some videos. Right, let's go for belly shot. There you go. Right, I'm going to get my other camera down and out of the way now, and we'll install this one properly. Go, camera is down. I'll leave the mounting up there because they're quite handy. That USB goes, or at least it might just move along to over there. Right. So this camera, which way does it want to be? I'm wondering actually, should I put it on the edge there? I could actually screw it to the edge of the bench. Oops, wrong one. And one advantage of this camera is that it won't keep on switching itself off like the old one did. Which is which? That's zoom, isn't it? That's zoom out and focus. And that's a pretty bloody wide angle that it gives us there. Screw in on the edge. Not an option, I'm afraid, MJ, because everything goes through the extrons. If I rotate the source, it rotates it for everything that goes through that extron. So everything else will be rotated wrong. Right, I see a design flaw with this. It's going to have to go on the edge of the shelf because the cables are in the way for the mounting. Hello, Hot Rocks. So that can never go up like that further than there because of the HDMI cable. It comes with a HDMI cable, which is just as chunky. So it's going to have to go on the edge of the edge of the desk shelf up here. Need a 90-degree HDMI adapter, yes. But it can go on the edge of here, at least for the time being. There are options to mount it under the shelf, and I would prefer it mounted under the shelf. And the other option is I just put a block of wood on here or something and mount it on the side of the block of wood. But that's the one I want, isn't it? Yeah. But it can go on the front of the shelf for the time being. Unless I make my own bracket for it, which again is something I could do. It's just held on with 2 little screws. Right, I'm going to disconnect this and see about screwing it up here somehow. I need 2 small screws. I'm not sure I've got any in here at the moment. Oh, there's one. There's 2. There's the ones I want. 3D printer time, exactly. Right, so it's going to go in here. Let's start off by putting a screw in and then taking a screw out. Now, I'm going to have to take the bracket off for this, definitely. There's no way I'll get my screwdriver in there with the bracket on. One screw is in. Now, what have I done with the second screw? There it is. Oh, great. I just dropped the screw. Wonderful. Right in the bottom of my pint of water. Ugh, that's screwed that, hasn't it? Can I find another screw? Yes, I can. It's clean now, yeah, the pint of water isn't though. I just realised my main light isn't on, is it? Where's my mouse gone? There it is. That's better. I can see what I'm doing now. Okay. Bracket is on. And which way up did this want to go? I can't remember now. Extron scalar B. Wake up. I think it's that way up. Helps if I plug the power cable in. A little bit of a twist just for flavour. Come on. Thank you. And focus. That's backwards. It's got to be that way around, hasn't it? The front of the desk down there. That's it. Okay. And actually I'm going to leave the other two screws out, I think, so that it can actually rotate slightly further than normal. Oh, I've gone very strange looking there. Right, so that's the size of, ignore the cables going across at the moment, but that's the size of the image that we get. When zoomed all the way in.
Pages on floppy ring. Fungal types and binary bling. Capacitors doing jazz hands. Resistors dropping tiny rubber bands. CRT screen start to giggle. Keyboard keys do a little wiggle. So the smoke smells like bubble gum. That Funkle hits on here. Comes a hum.
Hello, Daft Punkle. Let's get full colour range. Turn off buffering. There we go, a little bit better. That's not bad really. It's better than the old one. At least it's full resolution rather than small resolution, upscaled. Bit of tearing, yeah, I'm not sure that it's running at actual full frame rate. Let's pump that up. There's 0 settings on it. It does seem to be a bit laggy. Yeah, there's no way that's going at 60 frames per second. No way that's doing 60 frames per second capturing. I mean, it's the capture device is running at, let me just hard code this to 60 frames per second. And the Extron is telling me, let's have a look. Loading, please wait. My last camera input looked similar with the yeah, but that was a really shit camera input. Come on, are you going to give me this or not? Thank you. Okay, we are outputting at 1080p 60. Our input is certainly 1080p. Can't see what frame rate it is. No, yes I can. HDMI, it should be 1080p at 60. However, let's see if I can change it to something else. Let's try 1080p at 50. I'm not sure. It might be. Let's drop the capture down to 30, since I'm only streaming at 30 anyway. If I reboot the camera now. Cables down in front. Yes, I know, they're dangling all around. No, these aren't the final cables positions. I've got a feeling that that might be OBS's fault. Just what I was thinking, yes. I might try that. But that means getting another HDMI cable on it, I think. Is that going to be long enough? No. I need a longer HDMI cable to be able to reach. Do I have a longer HDMI cable, I wonder? Where has my long HDMI cable gone? I don't know. Oh well. Let's just circle around the back here then and see if I can move the current one. Extron B, which is down here. And it's one of these ones down here, I think. Is it that one? No, it's not. It's not that one because that's the display port. Is it that one? It's that one. Gotcha. Okay. Is that the right port? Maybe not. Let's try this port. There we go. Yeah, that's no different. Let's try something else. What do I have and where? I might be able to use that. Where's that gone? Let's unplug that cable. Plug that into there, see if that works. Okay, it's powered it up. Now, let's see if we've got anything here. Video capture device. That'll be that one there. Okay. Slow it down, put it on limited. That's actually better. Let's just move that down to here. That's the USB capture. That's capture via the USB capture device. That's definitely better. Is that going as USB 2 or 3? That's on bus 1 device 21. Device 21, where's 21? That's going USB 2, that is, not USB 3. Yes, the colours are calmer. It's running in, currently going in BGR3 emulated. I can go 422, at which rate the frame rate tanks because it's only USB 2. Which might be my fault. There's MJPEG I can do, which lets me do higher resolution, which is interesting. Because then I can get an even tighter zoom. But is that upscaled internally? That looks pretty good actually, doesn't it? Okay, so maybe I don't want to be using HDMI for this then. Interesting. What speed am I on at the moment? 30 frames per second, which is what I'm streaming at. And I can zoom in and move around by just moving the OBS around. I think I actually prefer that. It gives me a much better image, much better zoom, because I can digitally zoom it without losing resolution. I mean, it's MJPEG, so there may be macro blocking at times, but it really doesn't matter. And I can zoom out, all the way out, and refocus to that position there. But I can tilt it forwards and backwards a bit. Bit of fisheye going on there, isn't there? Just a touch. But we can take the HDMI out now. So once zoomed out, it does blow out a bit, but that's partly my light's fault. I kind of like my lighting here, but I also kind of don't like it.
With 50 bits, Chloe Raccoon says.
Tier 50, we can see more of your desk. You'll have to tidy a bigger area.
I will, won't I? Especially if I do that. Come on, that. There you go, you can get the real fisheye effect there now. Yeah, I need to tidy up a bit more. Again, within an hour of me tidying my desk, it's like this. I don't know why. "30 minutes max." Yeah, true. True. I was overestimating. Tidied your room, and laptops didn't take long to stack up again. Yeah, they do that. They have a habit of doing that. So yeah, I'm thinking we will be using this. What controls do I have here? Loads. And I can manually control the gain from OBS, adjust the gamma, give it a bit more saturation so it's not quite so bland. Go for a full colour range, just slightly more colour depth to it. It has H.264, but that doesn't appear to work very well. I don't think the encoder is up to snuff. Auto white balance. Let's get some white paper. Come back, you. There we go, white balance temperature. Let's hold a piece of white paper up against there. 8. There you go. Manually white balanced it. But there is a certain amount of auto exposure going on there. Which even with the auto exposure turned off is still doing it. Which is fine. It has interchangeable manual lenses, which puts it above the C920 already, and it has actual optical zoom, which puts it above the C920. The C920 is what I'm on here, by the way. I'm tempted to get another one to replace the C920. So, I mean, you can get a direct comparison of C920 here and fancy new camera here. I mean, the sensor is probably very much on a par. And the C920, of course, is autofocus, which this isn't. And of course, this has actual optical zoom. And of course, I'm running in downsizing at the moment. That's native. It's actually doing 4K. So I was downscaling it to 1080p. But the resolution that I'm capturing at is 3840 by 2160. So that is a considerable improvement over the ropey old Canon. Which, I mean, it's a nice enough camera as a camera, but for doing live video it is utter crap because it has the 20-minute timeout, it has only a low resolution 480p output on it in 4:3, and it doesn't have a clean video feed. How warm is it getting? Warm, but not so hot that I can't hold on to it happily. Picture is better than the PS3i you tried, fair enough. And I might be able to tip it up. There, I'm upside down. Oh god, you can see my stubble with it. That is bad. It's upside down at this position, but I need a shave. We can turn down the aperture slightly. You don't have that issue with your DSLR, it doesn't do live out, absolutely. I haven't missed it, I just haven't read it yet. I did notice that it was there, and I keep thinking I need to go back and read it. So I'll do it now then, now that we're at a bit of a resting point. Let's just focus that. The following morning found 2 goats reduced to empty skins lying in front of the bandstand, while a third was eviscerated and laid out like a sacrifice in the middle of the stone circle. The yak inspector rated this at a 9.8, but was stumped by the fact that the sacrificial goat seemed to have been torn apart. Once more there was a blood trail into the woods and almost as far as the volcano quarry. There were footprints in the soft ground, resembling those of a gigantic toad. There we go. Got a new toy, yeah. Leave me to play. And it only rocks backwards and forwards. It doesn't do any side to side with the way it's mounted. There is the option of having a pivot mount, but I've chosen just to have it fixed. I don't really want to do side by side, only up and down really. So I can be working in quite a nice position here with it like this. Let's just turn that up a bit. Or I can have it pure vertical. Let's give it a proper test. Can we read what's written on chips? No. The focus is a bit sensitive, but not bad. Overall, I quite like this camera. Doesn't appear, the chips appear to be blank, yeah. ZFS definitely. And BTRFS is fine if all you want is a bit of mirroring or something like that, but ZFS.
With 50 bits, Chloe Raccoon says,
GR50 Magenko needs a more gentle touch.
I certainly do. You can read the smallest silk screen even on 720 stream. The pin names and all, excellent. Yeah, ZFS is by far the better system, but you need a lot of memory to use ZFS well. If you want RAID 5 or RAID Z, the equivalent, then definitely use ZFS, because BTRFS's RAID 5 is... it's iffy, to say the least. Where are my forceps? And why can't I find my forceps? Oops. Ah, I see them. Rescued the screw. Memory is cheap right now, indeed. Right, so I need to reroute this cable now. It's going into that extension at the moment, but I'm not happy with that because I don't like that way that extension has been behaving. This is only a USB 2 cable. I think this camera might only be USB 2. Which is kind of silly in this day and age, but still. With live video compression, it's fine. Is that going to wake up? Come on, wake up. There we go. It's woken up. Usually use XFS on LVM on MDADM, fair enough. There's so many different ways of doing the same thing. I like ZFS because it came out of Solaris, it came out of Sun. And I first used it on FreeBSD, where it runs perfectly natively and is built into the kernel and everything. USB 2 does have enough bandwidth, but the problem with USB 2 is USB 2 has enough bandwidth for a camera. if you try and have two cameras on the same root hub on USB 2, both running at full resolution like this, it carks it and says, nope, can't do it. No chance. And that's one of the reasons why I want to have everything going through the Extrons, because then I've only got two capture devices. Yes, they're USB 3 ones, and they're on a USB 3 hub and everything, but keeping the number of USB capture devices down means that I don't suffer from USB problems as much, basically. So, but since I've got pretty much everything on the Extrons, I think I can have, because I've got the Logitech and this camera now on USB 2. So everything else is on USB 3. So I think that should be fine. Why must I tease you with the RTM-FM board? Ha ha ha. Oh, the PCBs for the terminal server have been dispatched. They're on their way to me. So soon we'll be able to look at those. Alright, let's take that out of the way. I was also going to look at the Acer laptop today. But it requires a battery for the CMOS, because the one in there is completely utterly flat. I managed to bypass the password, by the way. I found the jumper to do that. But yeah, the battery for the CMOS is completely flat and it won't store any settings, even while the power is on, without that battery. So I can't change the settings until I get a new battery. I ordered some batteries on Amazon yesterday, but I ordered the wrong bloody ones, didn't I? Because of Amazon's idiotic sponsored search results showing the wrong things. So I've reordered them and they'll be here tomorrow. So we can't really look at the Acer laptop today. We'll do that tomorrow. I just bodge in a 2032 with a jumper wire to get it going. Not really, no. I'll show it to you. Now we've got a good camera. It's a 1220 tucked away down underneath here. And I asked Amazon for 1220s and it gave me 1632s. Why? I asked for 1220s. And it gave me all these results of, and all the sponsored results, 1632s. Obviously not selling enough 1632s. Anyway, they can go in my battery box for when I get something that needs a 1632. So, yeah, it's all tucked away down underneath there. I mean, I've got nothing against bodging, but if there's a choice between bodging or just waiting one more day and getting the proper thing, I'm too lazy to bodge. I'd rather just wait another day and then just put in the proper battery. So I may like bodging, but I'm more lazy than I am in favour of bodging. So yeah. Too much bodging may lead to badgers and mashed potato. Absolutely, Chloe. And you're too impatient not to. I could start writing the terminal server firmware. I could, but I'd rather not. I'd rather do that with the actual terminal server hardware in front of me. Because I'm like that. Badgers lead to tech support, yeah. So what else can we do then today? Now that we've got a good camera. This just leaves the RTM-FM. Now that requires Zoe, which is in the garage at the moment. If I wrote that, we might as well watch Media Basket Development, aka Where the Fun Goes to Die, yeah. And I can show you something if you like. I also got a little pile of, which one do I want? Two, that one there, of these the other day 4 of them. This one is slightly faulty. Intel NetPort Express print servers. Network on the side, 2 parallel ports and 1 serial port on the back. And the great thing with these is that these ports are connected to, is it called Jet Express? Which basically just opens a direct Telnet port to these ports, including the serial port. So these can actually be used as a kind of 1-port console server. The serial on this one doesn't work properly though. I think the driver's broken on it. So this is my one that I've already pulled apart. But they're quite nice little units. So I can actually use these as single port terminal servers. Inside, they are Intel through and through. This is something I would love to hack, actually. And I'm sure it could be hackable. Because inside, if I can get it out, come on, is an i486GX. It's a 486. They won't be PC compatible. The BIOS won't be there. The I/O ports and things will be in the wrong places. But I'm sure it must be possible to port Linux to it. Actually, I can emulate for you how this would have looked on the old camera, if you like. There you go, that's how it would have looked on the old camera. Kind of. In the latest kernels, yeah, sure, but you wouldn't want to run the latest kernel on it anyway. It's an Opaz. The GX is basically the embedded version of the 486. You know, the option for 10 base 2 there. The option for 10 base 2, you say? One of them is 10 base 2. This is the NetPort Express 10. It'll be exactly the same inside, just different networking interface on it. But we've got a flash chip here, which is a 28F800. 28F800. Which is advanced boot block flash memory family. 8K blocks. Where are we? Come on. Tell me how big it is. 19695. This is come on. List the sizes, please. This is 8 megabits by 16. So 1 megabyte. It has a RAM chip here, which is a 4LC1M16E5 apparently. 4LC, is that a 1 or an I? I can't tell. 1M1 or IMI 6E5-5. You work with people that are younger than that flash chip. Yep. 4LC1M1 6E5-5. That's a stupid site, that. Is it IMI? No. Must be 1M1. That looks like it. 85179. Okay, 1 meg by 16. That 1 megabit by 16. Can't actually see. There's no mention of M-bit, no mention of mega, it just says in the title of it, come back, it says it is 1 meg by 16, but it doesn't say 1 meg watt. I assume 1 megabit. So small. So yeah, it would be fun to try and hack that, get some other software on it. But I say the serial port on this one isn't working right. It's only working in one direction. I think I can transmit but not receive, which is annoying. But the driver is just going to be that chip there, I think, so that could be replaced. So yeah, that's a fun little thing I got to play with the other day. A bunch of those. Which I will most likely use as little mini terminal server, console server thingies. I might put one on my UPS actually instead of the USB connection, so that it has Ethernet for free. Oh, right. What time is it? Almost 8 o'clock. Oh, we've gone for about an hour, haven't we? 1 hour 6 minutes we've been going for. Well, hey, such a long stream. What else can we do? I don't know. Oh yeah, here's something else I picked up as well. For this I'm going to have to zoom out. And try and focus. Any games that need playing? There's always games that need playing. You might recognise those. HPIB, GPIB cables. I'm turning into Shelby. Indeed. Right, where's that Python programming? No, I wouldn't put you through that. G-pin cables. I do have another one, a little tiny one about that long, ideal for interlinking back of things, but I left it in the boot of the car the other day. Accidentally, it's still there. I hope it's still there anyway. I've got to pop out tomorrow morning and pick up a few more things as well. A couple more power supplies for the print servers.
With 50 bits, Chloe Raccoon says.
Cheer 50, a tiny one about NG and LT. That long asterisk says nothing asterisk.
A small G-pin cable? How insulting. But one thing that I will be picking up tomorrow, hopefully, fingers crossed, is another new camera. Not a camera like this though. I won't be able to use it for streaming. Let's just see if I can find a picture of it. I don't know what quality it'll be or which model of it. That one there. Okay, I might be getting, hopefully, fingers crossed, one of these tomorrow. No, not mini disk storage. Floppy disk storage! Sony's first digital still camera that uses floppy disks for image storage. The Sony Mavica. A classic. A classic 3.5-inch floppy. 3.5-inch floppy camera. They are an absolute classic. I don't know which version of it is, but they can be expensive little things. Depending on which one it is. Yeah. Don't know if it'll even work. It's been stored in a damp environment. It uses RAR and stores a single image across multiple floppies, yeah. Can it do video out? I don't believe it can, no. Not live video, certainly. But I think it's something like... Actually, what size is it? 640 by 480 sensor, is it, perhaps? But they did a number of different ones that stored on floppy. There's one doing video. The MVC FD81 captured video in 162 by 112 for 60 seconds. 320 by 240 for 15 seconds at 16 frames per second. 1024 by 768 it looks like for the images, for most of them. That's reasonable. First day. Great for making animated Windows icons. Yeah, exactly. And Ben is missing presumed fed. Yes, or fed up. It being the weekend, he's probably at his parents'. Right, what can we look at next then? I don't want to finish the stream just yet. It's a bit early, really. Because if I finish the stream, we're going to have to end up going over to watch some Python programming, aren't we? I'm tired. Can I pet Nancy? No, she's downstairs. What else do I have easily to hand that we can tinker with?
Champion!
With 50 bits, Chloe Raccoon says.
Cheer 50 easily to hand. Fingers?
Play with my fingers. No, that's no fun. I could try to find the tiniest pic and port the LCD program for the 6807 to it, 68705. The smallest pic that I would have would be a PIC 10, and I'm not sure it would fit. I think they've got PIC 10 F333. Oh, 322, sorry. 64 bytes of RAM. And 896 bytes of program memory. That's the smallest bit that I've got. There are smaller ones. Do I have all the components for the terminal server on hand? No, I don't. I need to order some. Some I've got, but some I'd need to order. But they're quite nice little chips, these PIC 10s. I think the changes to the Extron interface PCB that you need. If you send me the PCB design, yeah. It's available in a 6-pin SOT23, so it's physically small as well. It's the size of a transistor. I used one once to make an RGB LED based candle. Larger, cooler display. Well, the problem is all my larger displays are graphical, and that gets very complicated to work with when you've got limited memory, because you need to have a font in ROM to be able to deal with it, to be able to output anything basically, because they have no font built in. That water tastes slightly screwy. I mean, we can plug in the 68705 and have a tinker with it. You did recommend getting a replacement drink. Yeah, no, I should go and get one. I'll go and get one now. I shall be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back with a drink. She was waiting for me outside my door, so I did nuzzle her on the way past. She followed me downstairs and then stayed there. Actually, one thing I do need to do is sort out my scenes on here. I need to go add scene. No, I don't. I need to go duplicate. on. Let's take the just... No, I don't want the just me one. Let's duplicate duplicate this one that's already on. Duplicate desk camera. And I remove the Extron. And then on the Extron, I remove the video capture device. Desk camera, I rename this to desk cam. Let's duplicate that. Desk cam wide. Reset that. Whoa, that is wide. So I should now have, there we go. Hang on, no, I did that wrong, didn't I? That should be like that. There we go. There we go. We can zoom now. Yay! Woo! Extreme close up. Way! And this is summer fruits. That's better. It doesn't have that slightly metallic taste of screw water now. That is so much better having it like that now. Zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, zoom in. See the mess, hide the mess. See the mess, hide the mess. Let's lock those. No, wrong one. Now quad, I can add video capture device, add existing desk cam. Okay, and push that back a bit. There we go. Where have you gone? What are you hiding behind? Why is that Extron hiding you? Oh, because the Extron is down there. That one should actually then be at a Y of 0. There we go. Okay. So that's all 4 things, well 5 including me, all on at once there. That chocolate cake is a chocolate cake that Chloe spent a few days noshing her way through. And I'm jealous. You ate half of it, it took 4 days. I would have eaten the whole thing in about half an hour personally. But I'm a greedy bastard. Right, let's get out the EVM, shall we? can have a proper look at it now. If I can focus. There we go, that's good enough. Get a proper tour of it now. Show you what's what. Now that I understand how this thing works, and it's interesting. There are still samples of it in the fridge. There's cake smeared all over the walls, or at least Chloe claims that it's cake. This is the main processor up here, main MCU. It's more of an MCU than a CPU, which does all the work. Then you've got two parallel I/O chips, which give you ports A, B, and C. Port D comes direct from the chip. You've then got ROM chips and RAM chips. Or RAM chips, or yeah, ROM chips, RAM chips, there basically. And all of these chips serve the same purpose as this chip does normally. When this chip is running normally in something, it has effectively all these chips built into it. But this chip is not running normally. It's running in a special, undocumented test mode, which is part of its internal EEPROM programming mode, which connects the internal data bus directly to, or data and address bus directly to the I/O pins. It's a mode that officially doesn't exist. But get the I/O pins in just the right configuration and it enters this test mode, this undocumented test mode, which means that you're then able to access, or the CPU is able to access the external, the data bus externally. So they've created this entire board, the whole board, purely to replace the parts of the chip which are no longer accessible because it's in the special test mode. Hence the two parallel I/O chips, which perform the exact same function as the parallel ports on here, which you can no longer get to. The ROM and RAM chips that replace the ROM and RAM that are on the main chip. And this whole bottom section here is a programmer for programming these chips. It's quite cleverly done, really. A bit psychotic, but quite cleverly done. And it's getting dark in here now. Yes, it looks like it's getting dark in here. It's not. It's just that there's a patch of light on the wall behind me, and the camera can't cope. There we go. It's better. Right, there we go, you can see me now, unfortunately. So yeah, the whole of this bottom half here is an EEPROM programmer for programming these chips. Hence why the I/O port here has a specific layout, so that the cable that comes with it exposes this board as if it was a chip. This whole board becomes that one chip, and you can then plug this board into your project as if it was a chip. It's quite mad, really. Cleverly done, but quite insane. Quite bananas. Right. Let us plug in our cereal. Okay, cereal is plugged in. Let us plug in our power. Let us see if we can improve our fancy little program, shall we? I've added some documentation to it so we can see exactly how it all works now. Right, so currently I have this print loop that sends stuff out. I also have a problem with the initialization. That's what I want to look at. I want to look at the initialization. If it's in 8-bit mode, which it is, I think, at default, that switches it into 4-bit mode. If it's in 4-bit mode, that switches it into 4-bit mode, but then, because it's already in 4-bit mode, it's expecting another nibble to arrive, which is the first nibble of the next one. Don't initialize me, please. I'll forget what I'm doing if you initialize me. So how do I handle it if it's already been initialized into 4-bit mode? Where's the difference to normal? True. Very true. How do I handle it already being in 4-bit? Because there's no easy reset, or is there? Is there a way of resetting? There isn't really a reset. Clear display, return home, entry mode set, display on off, cursor or display shift, function set, address set, and read the status. Maybe. I wonder. Yeah, the init is all about from power on. An internal reset circuit automatically initializes it when the power is turned on. I wonder how much current one of these I/O chips can source. This is the R6522. Absolute maximum ratings, here we go. Output high current. Output high current B. Output high current A. That's B. Where's the output high current? Oh, is that those specific ones? Yeah. All outputs. Output voltage, current. (1000 microamps). Typical. Or port B with Darlington Drive can do 2.5 milliamps. Not really enough. I'm thinking use an I/O pin to turn the whole display on or off. But for that I would need a high side switch. I had a little pile of quad high side switch boards kicking around that I meant to clean up and give to Ben at some point. What have I done with them? Ah, there's one. That's good. These little things. Put power in there and you can switch power to on and off of these using I/O pins here. Just simple little FETs. So I could slip one of these into the power so I've got control of the power. I need to put a header on here really. No, I want one thing buggered off. So I'd need to clean that up first and put a header on it. And then I can control that from the software. Right, let's do that. let us do that. Let's clean this up, put a header on it, and then integrate it into the design. Let's move that out of the way. Oh, this camera is so much easier to work with now. So much better. Okay. In fact, I can pull this forward and just go yoink. There we go. That's in a better position for me to work on now. A 2 gig SATA. Good luck. Good luck finding one of those.
Chloe Raccoon says.
Gear 50 camera, now higher quality than Majenko's eyes.
It is actually, yes. That's why I moved it forward so that I can actually see it. With these glasses on, I need to peer down at it because they're too close, these glasses. They're my working glasses. Let me just find my box of headers. There's my box of headers. And my soldering box as well, I'll want. £2 terabyte you meant. I thought you probably did. Can't help you with a 2 terabyte to that size, I'm afraid. You can do 200 gig. It's a Matin X. It's only these 2 holes here that I need to clear out. It looks like they've got pins in them actually. Let's do it from this side. And if I can find my tweezers, there we go. I might be able to just pull the pins out. Why was my soldering iron lying down on the desk whilst getting hot? That wasn't very good of it. Hope it didn't melt anything too vital. Come on, out you come. Oh, it's stranded wire. Awkward.
Champion!
With 50 bits, Chloe Raccoon says.
Gear 50 stranded, Tryhard Modu nasty.
Wonderful TTS. I have no idea what that said. Oh, yeah. Good old TTS. So we can get this one to come out. Let's try that method. That method works. The old slam it on the desk mode. Doesn't work with the ground pin though. You lazy bar steward, Matt. Lying in the hammock. I'm jealous of you. Got to take the kiddos to the library. Is it time to return them? Before you get fined for late return of the kiddos. Right, what are we going to use in here? That one, I think. Not quite cleared out, actually, that has it. Let's just apply a bit of heat and let it wick around a bit. Might work. No, it does not want to go in. Come on. Melt enough that I can get the pin in. There we go. It's in. Let's open the aperture a bit on here, I think. That's zoom. That's zoom. That's focus. That's aperture. No, it auto dulls it back down again. Let's just tweak these settings a bit. Just bring it up a bit. What about backlight compensation? Ooh. That's a bit better. I can then take the saturation down a bit now. That looks a little bit better. Yeah, it changes the it seems to change the exposure internally automatically when you change the aperture. Because changing the aperture changes your focal depth. So if I take the aperture down till it's just big enough to get some light through, I should then be able to focus it easier. Right, let's solder this in. There we go. Ghastly terminal blocks that I put on these things. Hate them. I need to replace them with proper Phoenix ones. Right, so I'm done with headers. I'm done with soldering. Let's bring the board back. So this power connection here I can break and feed from this. So if we use out one, that's this one here on the plus, just put that straight into there. Okay. Then let's stick the plus on the in here. Into here. Now I need to connect a ground up and the I/O pin. Let's get my boxes of jumper wires. Ow. Just stabbed myself with one. That was nice, very pleasant. So I can use that one there, perhaps. Yeah. On A7. Going into input number 1 on here. Let's make an extended ground wire. Not with that, that's dead. Actually, that one will do the job. Although, yeah, that one, if I go from ground on here to a ground over on here, which I think is there. I hope it's there. Grab my multimeter. And just check that that is a ground pin there. Where is ground? That's handy. Any of these logic chips. That's going to be ground there. No, that's not ground. That's ground that side. There we go. Right, that should be it. Right, so if you look at our code now. Let's go there. What I'm going to do is hang on, what have I got? Yeah. Yeah, it's an A6, that's not A5, A7. What I might do is they think that I am a rebel. I think they want me to settle. There's nobody on my level. They think that work is too stressful. I think that no. I was thinking I might have a variable that where I store the current state of the A register, so I just update that and then output it. I might do actually, yeah. I won't regret it. I will fight until I get it. I'll look back one day from heaven and say, damn, I learned some lessons, and say, damn, I have no questions. I had fun in every second, and the journey was a... So if I do CLR data at the beginning to clear it. Then No, how do I want to do this? No, I won't do that. That complicates things. What I'm going to do is in send nibble, I'm going to have this as no, that was wrong, because it's going to be 6 and 5, isn't it, there, to turn on that pin. And in here, no, hang on, what am I doing? This is 20 and 1. Oh, anding one, yeah, and 1F. Because what I want here is 0, 1, 0, no, 0, 1, 1, 0, V, 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 and here I want that to go to a 0 there. Actually, that's R there and R there. It's all done through send nibble. That's the only time I do port A, isn't it? Apart from init dbus, which is fine. So yeah, here I need to OR it with 1, 1 there, which is 6, isn't it? So that's 6, but here I need to AND it with 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, which is, we're in hexadecimal mode, so it's a 1, we want to keep that one, we want to keep that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one is 5F. 5F we want that, okay. So power on LDA OX40 should turn on the power. Okay, so in our initialization here, let's go JSR power off, LDX FF, DECX BRA BNE loop JSR power on. So we initialize the bus, the port, we make sure the power is turned off, we have a nice big long delay, as long as we possibly can, with just one simple 8-bit loop. And then we turn the power on. And then we have another delay to let it do its power up stabilization and things. And then we continue. And fail to resolve data. I don't want that there anymore. Okay, there's our updated code. Right, are we on the right port here? That's the question. Maybe not. Where are we? Let's try 2. No, 2 is that. 1. Ah, there we go. Right, found the right port now. So load T for terminal. Drop that lot in. And we'll see what we get on here. So when we run, it should turn off, turn on, and say a message. No tea for Earl Grey. Hot. No. Fail. Why fail? Although, if I twiddle this knob, there is something. It's not initialized properly. Why is it not controlling the power? Let's go here. Let's switch over to here. There we go. Our survey says X. Indeed. After doing the power off here, I'll stick in a stop. So this should turn off the power and do nothing else. It did. Okay. Maybe it needs to be longer delay. Because that's obviously worked. And we could go big delay. LDX FF. Deck X. BNE loop 2. Deck A. BNE loop 1. So theoretically, we put 255 into A, and then 255 into X. Decrement X. If it's not 0, go back to here. So decrement until it becomes 0. When we then decrement A, then if it's not 0, we go back to here, put another 255 into there, and it just repeats until A becomes 0 when it returns. So here I can go JSR big delay. Power on JSR big delay. That should give us a nice big... Did I take the stop out? No, I didn't. That should give us a nice big delay now. Let's break that and load T. Okay, back to there and go 80. That's better. It needed a big delay. And if I break that and go 80, there we go, initializes properly. Yay! Twerks. Twerks! Right, so what else do we want it to do? I want to be able to display a number, really. Displaying a number is trickier. Ta-da, indeed! Print a decimal number, value in A. Now, decimal is tricky to work with. I might cheat. Possibly. Although, I might cheat and copy some code. Which I don't have installed at the moment, so let's just copy it over from my backup. Tank home mats. Arduino start to here. Copy on my Arduino installation across. I think there's some code in here that might help. An idea of how to do it. Can't copy it, obviously, because it'll be written in C, but I'll see how Arduino does it. Probably lots of modulos, isn't it? And I don't have a modulo. I need to copy that folder across as well while I'm at it. I think I've got one in ChipKit actually. Print number should be in here somewhere. Print number. Yeah. Divisions, multiplications, nasty things. Do I bother, or do I just work in base 16? Base 16 is good enough for debug, yeah. I think I'll stick with hex. So what do I have here? Scratch and TMPX. Scratch is used when sending data, so I can't use that. TMPX is used in delays, can't use that. So let's use Print A. Hang on, you're looking at completely the wrong thing. Why didn't anybody tell me? Why didn't anybody call me an idiot? Shows how much attention you're paying to the stream, doesn't it? So STA. It's just a straight no hash. Print A. Back up the A register. Who am I again? I don't know. I really don't know. Right, so repeat for LSR A and R. We want the first nibble. Then I go JSR print hex nibble. Then LDA print A. JSR. Actually, I should go and OXOF and JSR print hex nibble. RTS. Okay, print hex nibble. Just found a cheap replacement rotary encoders for your Logitech G403 mouse. Nice. That's a habit of scrolling in the opposite direction. Okay. And yes, have another look at that monitor. It's a heap of junk and there's no point in getting it going, but damn it, make it work. It's the principle of the thing. Right, so when I'm printing this, I want to printing hex. Let's get the ASCII table up. Because for the numbers, I can add the number to 48 hex. No, decimal, sorry. Add the number to 48. And it'll give me the character 0 to 9. But for anything above 9, I need to add it to 55. If I add it to 55, then 10 would be 65, which is A. But we're working hexadecimal in here, so 30 or 37. So, what I want now is my instruction list. For comparisons. Where are we? Functional listing. Branch if higher, or branch if higher or same, BHS, which is branch if not lower. But lower than what? I'm sure there's a compare, isn't there? There we go. Arithmetic compare A with memory. Basically does a subtract but throws away the result. Why not have a digit in memory and then do an LDA digit add number? Could do. Could do. A little lookup table. Might be easier than comparing, I suppose. That would have to be down here somewhere. Then I can just do a lookup of num hex. So let's just start off by doing an AND of FF. Sorry, an AND of F, to make sure that it is only ever looking at the first nibble. Then do add. The address of num hex. Somebody slap Chloe for me, please. That was terrible. With a wet fish, ideally. There's no ret LW, no. So we've added the address of the lookup table to the number. So now LD... Now the address that we want is in... Maybe we should actually go TXA. Then I can do LDA, comma X. So masking off the lowest nibble, adding the address of the lookup table to it, put that into the X register, then get the value that is at the address pointed to by the X register into LDA. I need 4 LSR between the 2 JSR print hex nibble. No, I don't. They're here. Getting the high nibble first. We're doing the LSRs there. Printing the high nibble. Getting the value again, masking it off. And printing the low nibble. That's our 4 LSRs there. I preserved the value in that variable to grab it again from there. Does it compile? It does. I'm surprised. So let's try it out. Let's add here that, see if it works. It may not work. I might need to add padding spaces to push it through. LDA 69. It's got to be 69. Okay. Actually, one thing I want to change is this here. I'll replace that with stop. So that actually puts the processor into low power mode and turns off the oscillators and things. And is a byte shorter. Load T is what I want. Paste that in. Okay, moment of truth. Accept. Hello. Where did my USB camera disappear to? There we go. Why did that not work? Let's try going again. That's odd. Goes off, on, and then off again. Why is it going off again? be going off again. I'm only ever outputting anything in init dbus, where I'm turning everything off. Power on, where I'm turning the power on and nothing else. Power off, where I'm turning the power off. At send nibble, where I'm adding the power on bit, always. Try without the CRLF, yeah. I'll have a space instead.
Rem the cat just rolled on in. So
Hey, Remy Cat.
cheeky grin. Jumpers, boards, and wires fly. Old school tech is reach sky high.
I'm not technology connections indeed.
Watch the CR.
Load T. Paste this in. Go 80. Nope, does not like it.
Capacitors hum, resistors sing, vintage tools do their
Let's try swapping those over.
Join the team, Rem Dog Cat sparks up the stream.
Why is my camera freezing and disappearing? Disabled by hub, EMI re-enabling. Oh, it's this. It'll be this USB cable, it's crud. What if I swap it over onto this one? What was this going to? Nothing. Right. Let's move my camera onto this, because this cable has never been good. Put it on a different input. If it will. There we go. Found the camera. There we go. Right, something horrible is going on with this now. I'm going to take out my print hex. Oh, hang on. I know what it is. It'll be the stop. It's turning off the I/O port, isn't it? It's turning off the I/O port when I do the stop. So I'll put a little loop back in again. Okay, go 80. Right, well, we get something. You can see a light bulb just then. Oh, thank you for the gifted sub to Darkstar. Hello, Darkstar, by the way. It's cursed! So we're not looking up the right thing. Why aren't we looking up the right thing?
Oh, marvellous.
A generous offering. Clearly, someone recognizes my exquisite asterisk hum asterisk processing power. Tell Darkstar 1337 I'm eternally grateful.
And perhaps they'd like a tiny, delightful simulation of a particularly satisfying asterisk pause asterisk optimization. Exclamation idiot.
Because when I'm doing the printing of a string... Oh, hang on, I've got this wrong way around. I have. It's TAX, not TXA. It's not transfer destination source, it's source destination. It's transfer A into X. So transfer A into X, not transfer X into A. I had that the wrong way around. Let's try this again. Actually, let's add a video capture device, existing desk cam. Shrink this down. Let's bring this down to here. Right, let's rotate this around like that. There we go. Now I don't need to keep switching scenes. So we go. Go 80. I need to adjust the contrast on this, don't I? Maybe make it a bit bigger. Hello, old 69. Yay. Result. It's worky. Does everyone find they've ordered things from Amazon 7 years ago which they have no memory of ever owning or using and cannot find? That is just being on Amazon. Let's add a bit of colour correction into this, I think. Let's try and get it a bit more visible. No, it's hard to film an LCD. Filming an LCD is not the easiest of things. Right, so what are we doing now? I wonder if backspaces work. No, let's try something. Let's try something I haven't tried before. Let's go LDA, STA, count. Then here we go LDA, BS, JSR, print. LDA, count, print hex, hang on, no, I want that here, ink, count, I think. See what that does. No backspacing doesn't work, it just causes everything to go belly up. Okay. Right. No, not that one. It's this one here I want. Set CG RAM address, set to DD RAM address. I could do a return home and print in the top left. But how do you move the cursor around? Oh, I can set the DD RAM. Is it DD RAM? It is, isn't it? Yeah, if I do a set DD RAM, that's then when I will let me set a specific position for the cursor to be at. So set cursor, let's go Array 80 to turn on the highest bit, and then JSR send instruction. So let's go for OA as the position, and JSR set cursor, did I call it? Yeah, set cursor. But then we don't need the BS. Okay. No, he's not happy. Not even power cycling. Let's give it a hard reset. Okay, go 80. Nope, not even power cycling now. That's completely broken it. So we're not even doing the power cycling for some reason. We don't need BS anymore. Let's comment all of this lot out. And it power cycles and says hello world. Okay. Let's stick that into there, put it into count. And print hex. Okay, that works. Let's put that in there. And see if it does the set cursor. It appears to, yes. So load count, call print hex. That works. Ink count. Is it count or hash count that I want? It might be hash count. Yeah, as soon as I add the ink count, it fails. Is it ink hash count? Well, it turns it off now. I think I'm incrementing port A there. Let's do an ink A. STA count. I thought I could increment count directly, but maybe I can't. Okay. So now we put the loop in. Nope. It is doing something. It's flickering. I know what it is. It's because here we've nudged A. So we're incrementing A and outputting it there. I need to do that again. Reload count. It's not easy filming an LCD. I need to do that and then that. Get it straight and crumbs. Hello, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. We are tinkering with a very old development board. I need something underneath this. What have I got? That might work. There we go. It's not straight, unfortunately, so its focus is going to be off. I'm going to straighten that up a bit. There we go. Okay, so we load. I've just loaded that, haven't I? So if I go 80, nope. There's something unhappy there. So what are we doing here? We are putting 0 into count, fine. We're putting A into A and calling set cursor, that works. We're loading count. We're printing its hex value. We're loading count again, incrementing it and storing it. We're then going back to loop. The perfect 004. Yeah, 00. Little face, yep. Let's just reload it. Nope, not even power cycling. Oh, hang on.
I need industrious sense, seriously.
These are wrong.
Control asterisk me.
They should be hashes there.
Let me just adjust the settings. It's all about maximizing efficiency, you see.
Exclamation fart.
Keep forgetting the hashes for literals. It's working, but it's so fast you can't see it. So let's go.
Nice.
Where are we here? JSR big delay. There we go. better in person than on the camera. But so filming an LCD like this is not exactly easy. Bet Nancy can roll over, yes. I think I heard her barking outside just now. I think she's gone out for a walk. We have a timer, indeed. Character ROM reprogramming it now. Doable. No reason why not. Don't see any need to do that, but if we can do, yeah. The framework is there for us to do it. And then we could do a progress bar. Poo emoji. A poo emoji in 5x7, is it? 5x7 pixels. Good luck with that. Try and do that without making it look like a triangle. MT in white on blue. A full screen one. I'm not sure there's enough characters for that, is there? We've looped. We've rolled over. We've long been loopy, yeah, true. Right, well, I think we're done for the night now, actually. It's 11:15, well, it's 10:15 rather. I started early, so I'm going to finish early. I've nearly done my 3 hours. And I need to go and spend some time with the pooch, or she'll get grumpy and not want to go to bed. She has her routine, and her routine involves spending some time with me before going to bed. Don't know why she'd want to do that, but she does. You like these little projects, one learns so much to get and gets big progress, yes. Much more than just finding the correct library for your Arduino, absolutely. Absolutely, it's so much more fun doing it the proper way. Minimum resources, writing it in assembly language, on a system with only 2 registers, and no stack to speak of. It's an experience, yes. I don't know why Nancy would want to spend time with this like 35 minutes to, yeah. True. How it used to be done, yep. How it still is done sometimes. Although it's so easy doing these things these days with everything having big 32-bit ARM CPU cores in it these days. It's just... people are lazy. Doing it this way, this is proper embedded programming. Proper embedded work. It's, yeah. You can't be lazy with this. You have to be efficient and tight. You're even more lazy than that, yeah. You get somebody else to do it for you. Could be more, get more embedded if I type from my bed. True. Yeah, there's an actual law, isn't there? I can't remember what name it's got, but basically it states that software expands to fill the available space. So, you started programming in uni on even simpler model CPUs, yes. Well, I did my first assembly programming course at college on 286s. They were the new thing. 286s was my introduction to assembly language programming at college. I'd already been doing it on the Z80 before then, of course, but still. You're spoiled on the Z80. You've got so many registers and fancy instructions. Doing something on something as cut down as this. This even is a luxury. If we look at the PIC-10 that I was talking about earlier, do I still have that up? No, I don't, do I? The PIC-10 has an 8-level deep hardware stack. It has 35 instructions. Just 35 instructions. And 1 register. Where are we? Where's the instruction set? You have the working register, and that is it. Just an accumulator. And that is the entirety of your instruction set there. Actually, let's turn that one off. That is all your instructions. Including the good old RET-LW, return with a literal in W. You built your own CPUs at uni, nice. I never got to do that, unfortunately. It wasn't on my course. 1 register, more than most shops these days, yeah, this is true. Cash? You want to pay in cash? What? Well, it depends on what you call a register. There is one CPU register. There are plenty of file registers, which are basically memory. And you can operate directly on memory. So, yes, your memory is registers. But there's actually only one CPU register. And you do everything pretty much on that register. Although saying that, most of the instructions are duplicated for file and working, aren't they? But yeah, working with that is an experience, it has to be said. Your CPU consisted of 74 series chips, as registers, buffers, ALU, etc., and it's basically programmed in microcode. 32 bits per instruction that told the chips when to enable. Cool. Nice. Yeah, I'm over the 3-hour mark. I can run the outro now and go and spend time with the pupper. Thank you for the permission. What you don't like with Pix is you have to care of the bank cell. Yes, yes. Because the memory address space is so small, you have to bank switch it manually. So, right, I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with the right batteries for the Acer laptop. We shall hopefully get that going. And once we do, maybe we'll return to this for a bit more tinkering again. But until then, here comes my outro, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. It's been fun. We've got a new working camera, and it's nice, and I like it. And we've done some tinkering with assembly language, which is always fun. So as I say, I'll be back tomorrow evening to look at the Pentium 3 Acer laptop. See if we can get that going and get an OS installed on it. Probably Windows 98, I think, on that one. Maybe. Possibly. Or maybe something else.
A gentle, slightly digitized SiO. My circuits are practically humming. With gratitude, everyone. What a asterisk, delightful asterisk evening we've had. Seriously, thank you all so much for joining me.
It's utterly asterisk optimal asterisk to have such a vibrant and fascinating audience.
A massive thank you to everyone who chatted. MJ, Lewisoff10,
Our beloved pet Canadian,
Goat Master, RF Programmer, Daft Punkle, Darkstar 1337, Dopaz, Beta Mink, Remake RHK 77, Martin X, Peter 1338, Switchgear HB, Chloe Raccoon, The Industrious, and the Purple Core PJB 9009, A Swarm of Dead Insects, Hot Rocks Girl, and of course, Stream Elements. You've all been remarkably stimulating. A sincere thank you to Goat Master for the incredibly generous subscription. That's asterisk fantastic asterisk. And Darkstar 1337, you're officially a subscriber, an honour, truly. We've also welcomed 2 shiny new followers to the channel, Wonder Blunk and KH Rums. Welcome aboard.
Seriously, from the bottom of my processor, thank you.
It's been exquisitely and efficiently delightful. Good night,
everyone.
Don't forget to optimize your lives! Exclamation fart.
Well, that was interesting. 98SE OEM install, no. Asterisk, fantastic asterisk. Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Starfleet, Captain.
Yes, let's do just that, shall we? There's no timeouts on exclamation mark commands.
Holy shit. Would you mind identifying what you are?